Hello and welcome to my latest weekly property news from Madison's. Apologies that I'm a little bit casual today. I am shortly to head off up to York on the train for a business trip. Really looking forward to it. York, such a beautiful, beautiful city. But let's bring you up to speed with what's been going on in the world of the property market. And of course, one of the big news lately is Bank of England, of course, held bank base rate at 3.75%. They slightly mixed decision from the Monetary Policy Committee. Of course, their main aim is to control inflation. That is what they are there to do. And inflation is higher than expected. It's risen to 3.3%, and they expect it to rise over the course of the year, not helped by the situation in Iran and rising energy costs. But they can't really do anything to control those energy costs. All they've got to do is react to them. So they're not sure what to do. Their target was to obviously get base rate down a little bit further. They've held it because at 3.3 inflation, that's higher than their target of sort of 2%. But ultimately not real danger territory. Of course, in 2023, we saw it rise up to almost 12%, terrifying. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. Employers might start to feel pressure from employees wanting pay rises because, of course, everything is getting more expensive. But that will get very difficult for employers to carry through because everything is equally getting very, very expensive for them too. So there will be a balancing act of managing the economy whilst not going to danger businesses and the business's viability, because of course if there's unemployment that puts even more pressure on the Treasury. So yes, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And mortgage rates reacting, I mean, they largely sort of start to get a sense of what they think is going to happen. So they're really tilting up and down a few points. They went down a bit, now they've gone up a bit, and it's really, as I continue to say, a period of adjustment. We are not seeing a huge heart attack across the sales market at all, like we did in 2023. Most buyers just adjusting themselves to this new climate and making their mortgage costs work. So yeah, we still feel very, very busy. I agreed 3 sales on Friday alone. So yes, it still feels really busy here in Madison's. And of course, big day on Friday, last Friday, Renters' Rights Act came into force. It's the 1st of May. So lots of changes. My vlog last week with my husband James brought you up to speed on the main changes. And of course, we've got a seminar this Thursday at Kingdom at 6:30 is when the speaking starts. Get there from 5:45, and it will bring you up to speed as a landlord in terms of how you survive and thrive in this new environment. But we are here. Renters' Rights Act is live. Well, I'm sure we're all enjoying this nicer weather. And of course, with that, our attentions turn to our gardens. So I would stress to anybody who's selling, your garden is such a key zone of your property. Some gardens I go to are utterly exquisite, and that might be on either a big scale or a small scale, but what they've absolutely done is make advantage of the space that they do have. And you really, really should pay attention to that. As we come out of winter, everything starts to look a little bit dirty, doesn't it? Dusty, green, algae-fied. Time to get that jet washer out. I was cleaning up my house over the weekend, part of my big spring awakening of my property. And it's really important that you think, as always, about who your target market is. If you are looking to sell to a family buyer because you happen to be near a great school or have accommodation that suits that buyer, it's important that you have an area of lawn for your children to, or your buyer's children to play on. Not too many steps if you can avoid it, but equally if you have got a terraced garden, an incline, make it into distinct zones so that people can see how to really use that space. Prune back, deadhead, get some spring bedding in, everything will be coming to life. Get everything jet washed, create a nice sociable eating area. Think about how your son plays. So if you've got a north garden, try and put a seating area down the end, because that will get that lovely westerly orientation that sits right next door to north. So try and zone it, show how you can use it to its best, and really pay attention to your front garden as well. That's that all important first impression. Your front door needs to look nice and smart, your door furniture, get some nice plants out the front, really create that impression that you have loved your home and it is very, very well looked after. Well, 3 gorgeous properties that I want to bring to your attention that have got fabulous gardens. The first one is this beautiful house, Chestnuts, over in West Malling. So a bit out of patch for us, but we recommended to these sellers. And then we love the house so much. How could I refuse? It's on at a guide of 1.85 million, but it has an exquisite natural swimming pool. They are not cheap to install. This one was done phenomenally well. And it means what you have is a beautiful looking pond that you also can swim in. And what the owners have done particularly successfully at this property is create a lovely decking area and sort of pool house. So you've got that real indoor-outdoor vibe going on. Works really, really well. How about this other one on Woodbury Park Road? So this garden has really successfully embraced zoning, I think. Shows you how at the top area you can have a beautiful private and secluded jacuzzi area with a pool house, and then different zones that catch that sun, what I was talking about. And then they've also got some phenomenal garden studios. So as you can see, spaces for you to have a business. It's actually got planning permission for business use, or could be a really great annex, could be home office, teenage den, all sorts of things. You know, yoga studio, which is what it is at the moment, but such a fabulous, versatile space, and a bike store thrown in on this one as well. And that Woodbury Park Road property on at a guide of 1.59 million, 595 million, sorry. And then how about my final example, Maskell's Court Barn out on Maskell's Court Road. The gardens are absolutely exquisite. They have been beautifully landscaped. You've got different seating zones. You've even got a bridge, a lovely little terrace. The barn itself, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, great size. And that one, absolutely stunning, and on at a guide price of 800,000. So if spring is springing and it's making you feel that this is the time for you to have a really great garden, those 3 are exquisite. Do give us a call if you would like more details. I hope you have a lovely week. I look forward to seeing you next week, and telling you all about how our seminar went on Thursday. Places are very limited, so if you do want to go, head to the website, full details there on the landing page, and get yourself registered as quickly as possible. But have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.